Any sexual relations, and they only worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. لا يعصون الله ما أمرهم ويفعلون ما يؤمرون. And that is exactly what we are asked to do in the day of Ramadan. We are behaving like angels, no eating, no drinking, no nothing. The only thing we do is worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. To the extent that if someone tries to pick a fight with you, you are commanded by the Prophet to tell them, إني امرؤ صائم اللهم إني صائم إني امرؤ صائم اللهم إني صائم. Why? Because you are supposed to behave like angels. لا يعصون الله ما أمرهم ويفعلون ما يؤمرون. And in the night, you are supposed to behave like prophets. What are the deeds of prophets in the night? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us about Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He said to him, وَمِنَ اللَّيْلِ فَتَهَجَّدْ بِهِ نَافِلَةً عَسَىٰ أَن يَبْعَثَكَ رَبُّكَ مَقَامًا مَحْمُودًا. In the pitch of night, stand up and pray to Allah reciting Quran, that is the Hajj. وَمِنَ اللَّيْلِ فَتَهَجَّدْ بِهِ نَافِلَةً. And this is going to increase you. عَسَىٰ أَن يَبْعَثَكَ رَبُّكَ مَقَامًا مَحْمُودًا. On the day of judgment, Allah is going to raise you as someone to be thanked by the entirety of the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we do that in the night of Ramadan. In the day, we look like the angels. In the night, we look like prophets. At the end of it all, we come out as very, very different individuals than we go into Ramadan. And the lesson here, my brothers and sisters, is how do we apply that in our day-to-day life after Ramadan? How are you going to be a better human being? How are you going to be a better staff member wherever you work? How are you going to be a better community member in your community? How are you planning to be a better husband? How are you planning to be a better wife? How are you planning to be a better child to your parents? How are you planning to be a better parent to your kids? How are you planning to be a better servant to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the next 11 months?